Mic check, mic check, mic check. All right, and good afternoon. Welcome in. You're about to see the first pitch of the Evangel and Tuscaloosa home educators. Trey Hope is the first batter. He takes that first pitch over the outside corner for a strike. We're just starting here. Coming to you live from Tuscaloosa, Alabama at the Holt High School field. Second pitch to Hope, fouls it down the third base line, brings that count to 0-2. All right, the 0-2 pitch to Hope is on the way. It's going to be a changeup that looks like it hit him on the elbow, I believe. So Trey Hope's going to make his way to first base here in the top of the first. So we have no outs. Evangel has a runner on first. We have Rayleigh Curtis, number 18, the lefty, stepping in the box. Hope takes his lead on first. Curtis squares around as if he wants to bunt. The pitcher steps off the back of the mound. So Curtis is going to take his usual spot. Looks down to Coach Smith, jumps back in there, squares again. Hope takes off. This pitch hits Curtis. Curtis not too happy about it. So Curtis is going to reach first on a hit by pitch. It's going to advance Trey Hope to second. So Evangel sitting with two men on, no out here in the top of the first. Next up for the Lightning is going to be number 27, Zach Grossman. Grossman, the senior, pretty much the leader of this team. Looking to drive a couple runs home here. First pitch, fastball inside part of the plate, called a ball. The 1-0 pitch on its way to Grossman as Hope bounces off a second, teasing the pitcher a little bit. Grossman takes a curveball. Looks like it hits the outside part of the plate. 1-1 is going to be your count. The 1-1 pitch to Grossman on its way. Pitcher steps off the back of the rubber. Grossman steps out of the box, back in the box. Curtis takes his lead on first. Hope takes his lead on second. Fastball almost hits him. 2 balls and 1 strike, I believe, is the count. The 2-1 pitch to Grossman. Swing at a miss. It's going to bring it to 2-2. So Grossman sitting with a 2-2 count. Looking to drive some runs home on a beautiful day out here. That ball's hit to the shortstop, ground ball. He flips it to second. Curtis is out. Ball gets by the first baseman. Hope is going to round third and score, so Evangel is on the board, 1-0. So Grossman hits a ground ball to the shortstop, actually ends up beating it out at first, and looks like he's going to be on second base because of the overthrow past the first baseman. Asher Evans, your 10th grader, stepping in the box here. I believe Evans is possibly playing third base tonight. I'm not sure just yet. He gets hit by the pitch. So three batters have been hit by this pitcher here in the first inning. So Trey Hope started off the game, got hit, looked like on the elbow. Rayleigh Curtis was the second batter. He got hit. Now it looks like Asher Evans has gotten hit too. Not sure if he got a little stinger on the elbow or not, but he's having to walk that off. Coach Timmy is having a little pep talk with him down the first base line as he regroups. All right, the umpires are ready to play ball. Kemp Swords is your batter, taking his signals from Coach Smith. Evangel leading 1-0. Men on first and second. One out here. Swords, first pitch. He's going to hit it to looks like the right field, might be a gapper. Actually, the right fielders are going to catch it in the air for out number 2. Grossman is back at second. Grossman thought about possibly tagging up, or at least he was halfway like he was supposed to be in case that ball was dropped. So 2 outs here in the top of the first. K.C. Gables, the lefty, is your batter. So the Lightning leads 2-0. Still has men on first and second. First pitch to Gables. Fastball swing, fouls it straight back. 0-1 is going to be your count. Looking down and gets his signals from Coach Smith. The 0-1 to Gables on the way. That ball is going to be on the outside part of the plate. 1-1 is going to be your count. Gables looking to drive in a run here. The 1-1 pitch. That's going to be a fastball that misses on the outside part of the plate. Brings the count to 2-1. Grossman's runner on second. Asher Evans is on first. Lightning lead 2-0 here. 2 outs, top of the first. Gables hits the line drive up the middle. That's going to score Grossman. So Evangel's going to have 3 at least. Evans is making his way to third. He gets tagged out. So the center fielder throws it to third and gets Asher Evans trying to get to third base. So that's going to end the top of the first here, but not before the Lightning pick up 3. We'll take a short break. All right, we're back here with you, getting ready to start the bottom of the first. Evangel is leading. Actually, they're showing 2-0, but I thought it was 3. So maybe it's just 2, or they haven't updated the scoreboard. I'm not sure. All right, so that first pitch to Watson was a ball. Casey Gable's on the mound. The second pitch was a ball. That pitch was a fastball on the outside part of the plate. That brings it to 2-1. That ball's fouled straight back over my head. So the 2-2 from Gables to Watson is going to be a fastball that misses outside, gets to the backstop. 3-2 is going to be your count. That 3-2 pitch was a swing and the miss, so Watson goes down swinging. So Casey Gables, the pitcher for the Lightning, gets a strikeout here on the first batter. 1 down in the bottom of the first. Lightning leading 3-0. Next batter here is Morrison. Morrison swings at a first pitch fastball and misses. 0-1's the count. The 0-1 from Gable to Morrison. Lefty's got a little move on that, little movement on that outside pitch there. Throws it to the outside corner. It moves probably about 3 or 4 inches off, so that was a ball. The 1-1 to Morrison. That's going to be a strike. Nice little fastball that hits the inside part of the plate. Brings the count to 1-2. Swing and a miss. Casey Gables, 2 strikeouts. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. I'm going to move my score back to 2-0. I think for some reason I was off. First pitch, going to be outside. When you're an amateur broadcaster and you're having to do everything here, sometimes the details will slip past you. That ball's fouled straight back. So we're going to have a 1-1 count on the batter. The 1-1 fouled away on the right side part of the field. It's going to be a 1-2 count coming up. Looks like this is Solder Green, maybe. It's hard to read the writing of the coach, but it's just like a Solder Green. So Solder Green with a 1-2 count against Casey Gables. That fastball misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 from Gables. Misses on the outside part. 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. That ball's going to be up high. So Sodergrass is going to draw a walk here with 2 outs. In the bottom of the first, the Lightning leads 2-0. It's going to bring up Canis for Tuscaloosa. So Canis takes a first pitch fastball on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Runner takes his lead on first. Gables throws back over. So the 0-1 on its way to Canis. Gables throws over the first. Venable, Aiden Venable's playing first base tonight. Usually he plays first base when KC pitches. The 0-1 pitch to Canis. He swings and hits it down the first base line, but it's going to be foul. It's going to bring the count to 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, fastball outside part of the plate. Catcher drops it, but tags the batter after he swings and misses. So Gables records 3 strikeouts there in the bottom of the first. So the Lightning still leads 2-0 going into the top of the second here. We'll be back with you shortly. All right, we're back with you here, getting ready to start the top of the second. Caleb Cranford going to be your batter, playing in the catcher position this afternoon. So Watson's the pitcher on the mound for Tuscaloosa. Curveball outside part of the plate and almost a little bit in the dirt for ball number 1. So the 1-0 coming to Cranford. Big swing and a miss. Brings the count to 1-1. The 1-1 pitch on its way. Curveball. Nice pitch by Watson for a strike. So 1-2 is going to be the count on Caleb Cranford. The 1-2 pitch on its way. Fastball ground out to the shortstop. Is he going to make the play? He throws it over. Not in time. So credit Caleb Cranford with the base hit, beating that ground ball out. Shortstop was playing pretty deep into the hole there, so not a really hard hit ball. So it gave Cranford just enough time to motor down that first base line. So Aiden Venable playing first base this afternoon is your next batter. Caleb Cranford takes his lead on first. The Lightning still lead 2-0 here, top of the second. No outs. Watson on the mound for the Tuscaloosa Home Educators. Delivers the first pitch to Venable. Cranford is safe on the steal. That first pitch was outside, called a ball. So 1-0 for Venable at the plate. Credit Caleb Cranford with the steal. So the Lightning now has a man in scoring position with no outs here in the top of the second. Aiden Venable looking to knock in a run. The 1-0 coming his way. He squares the bunt. He lays it down. It gets out to the left of the line, so it's going to be a foul ball. So that's going to move the count to 1-1. Venable getting his signal from Coach Smith. Cranford taking his lead on second base. The pitch from Watson. The 1-1 on its way. Fastball, swing and a miss. 1-2. It's the count on Venable. The 1-2 pitch. That was a curved ball that hit in the dirt, so that's going to bring the count to 2-2. So Evangel sitting with a runner on second. Caleb Cranford, no outs. Aiden Venable up at the plate. He has a 2-2 count. There goes Cranford. Venable hits this ball to right field. Actually, it's going to be caught by the right fielder. So Cranford's got to return to second. Not going to be able to tag up because he is well on his way to stealing that base. So he's got to come all the way back from third to second. And it's got to remain there. So Aiden Cranford is going to be the batter stepping in to the box. He's a lefty. One out here, top of the second. Watson looks back at his brother. There may be a speed-up runner in there now. I'm not sure who that is. So there's a speed-up runner in for Caleb Cranford. I missed that. Could be Ben Davis. So Aiden Cranford squares away. Squares around, I should say, at the plate. Pitcher still getting distracted by the base runner on second. Fastball hit the inside part of the plate. Going to bring the count to 0-1. So the 0-1 is on its way to Cranford. Curveball. He's going to hit it down to the first baseman. First baseman cleans it, makes the play, steps on the bag for out number 2. Ben Davis is your speed-up runner. He moved from second to third on that ground ball from Aiden Cranford over to first base. Brings up Trey Hope. Number 2. We got 2 outs here. Top of the second. Evangel leads 2-0. The first pitch to Hope is fastball. He fouls it. Well, he hits it straight up. Second baseman's going to call for it. Makes the play. So that's going to end the top of the first. So Evangel had a runner that made his way all over the third, but they could not push him across to score. So the score will remain 2-0 going into the bottom half of the second. We'll be back with you shortly. We're back live with you in the bottom of the second. The Lightning leading 2-0. First batter up here is going to be Poland for Tuscaloosa. Casey Gables on the mound for the Lightning. His first pitch to Poland on the way. Swing and a miss. He missed that fastball. A little late behind it. Gables, a lefty, has some pretty good movement on that fastball. So the 0-1 pitch is on its way. Going to be another moving fastball on the outside part. Swing and a miss. 0-2. It's going to be the count on Poland. The wind's picking up a little bit here at the field. Swing and a miss there. So Gables strikes out another batter. So that's going to be, I believe, 4 strikeouts for Gables. He struck out 3 in the bottom of the first. Struck out the first batter here in the bottom of the second. It's going to bring up a little lefty by the name of Milligan. So Milligan's going to be your batter. Lefty against lefty. That first pitch pass fastball is going to be on the inside part of the plate, called a strike. So 0-1 is on the count. This is the count for Milligan. Gables delivers the 0-1 pitch here. Be a fastball fouled back. 0-2. So Milligan steps back in the box. Fastball misses inside. Milligan had to duck. Brings that count to 1-2. Gable's working from the windup. Missed on the outside part of the plate there, so that's going to bring the count to 2-2. The 2-2 pitch is in the dirt, so now the count's going to be full. So Gables was ahead of him. Now he's worked his way back to a full count. That fastball just misses. Not a bad-looking pitch, actually. Caleb Cranford, the catcher, pops up like he's going to throw it down to Asher Evans on third because it was a third strike, but the umpire did not give him the call. So Milligan draws the walk on a very close 3-2 pitch that just must have been low. So Tuscaloosa Home Educators has a runner on first, no outs. Mercado is your batter. Caleb Cranford doing a good job blocking that ball up so the runner can't advance. 1-0 on Mercado. Milligan takes his lead on first. Fastball. Check swing is a strike. It's going to bring the count to 1-1. So Gables working from the stretch, checks his runner, throws a fastball on the outside part of the plate, swing and miss. 1-2 on Mercado. So one out here in the bottom of the second. The Lightning leads 2-0. Tuscaloosa has a man on first. Little poked ball. That's going to get over the head of Kemp Swords, who's playing second base. And center fielder Trey Hope's going to come in and field it and throw it to second. So that's going to be a single for Mercado. So Mercado singles on a little pop fly over the second baseman's head and advances Milligan to second. So THE, as I'm going to call it, sitting on first and second with one out. Estes is your batter. First pitch to Estes was a swing and a miss, so 0-1 is going to be your count. So one out, men on first and second for THE. That second pitch is fouled out to the right side. It's going to be 0-2. Wind still a little breezy out here. Curveball, swing and a miss. Actually drops out of the catcher's glove, but he tags Estes for the third strike on the drop ball. It's going to be 2 outs now. It's going to bring up Averett. So Averett's going to be your batter here, stepping into the box for THE. So Gables with 5 strikeouts so far in the game. His first pitch to Averett, fastball, the outside part, swing and a miss. Gables in pretty good control of this game so far. The 0-1 pitch, fastball fouled straight back. It's going to be 0-2. Averett was right on that. He just fouled it back. So Gable's way ahead in the count. We'll see what the coach calls for as far as the next pitch. Curveball. May have been a fastball, but it missed on the outside part of the plate. That fastball is a swing and a miss. So Gable's 3 strikeouts in the bottom of the second brings it to 6, I believe, if my math is correct, of the day. So Gables gets Evangel out of this bottom half of the second with no run scored. So We will go to the top of the third with Evangel leading still 2-0. We'll be right back. All right, we're back with you to start the top of the third. Evangel in control, leading 2-0 over the Tuscaloosa Home Educators. Rayleigh Curtis is going to be your first batter up. First pitch to Curtis. It's going to be a swing and a little looper to third base. He makes the play, catches the ball in the air. So 1 out. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the top of the third. Zach Grossman, the senior, is going to be your next batter. I believe Tuscaloosa has switched pitchers on me. I see his number, but I don't see it on the roster. So he's going to be identified as pitcher until I figure out who he is. So the first pitch to Grossman is looks like a little changeup that missed on the outside part of the plate. Starting to get a little sprinkles hitting me on the back here. Grossman rips it over the shortstop's head. He's going to round first. He's going to go halfway. He knocks the umpire over. Goodness. So the umpire, first base umpire, gets himself in the wrong position. Grossman rounds first and actually ends up colliding with him. He's back up, shaking it off. I don't think Grossman was actually going to go for 2 there. They just happened to meet halfway. Actually, the umpire is going to give him a base, saying, my bad. So Evangel catching a break there. So we have interference by the umpire, unintentional, obviously. Grossman ends up on second base. You don't see that very often in baseball. Football, you see the referee get knocked over all the time. The head coach is actually coming out talking to the referee now that got knocked over. And if I'm the coach, I'm thinking, hey, coach, hey, Blue, I don't think he was going to second. But you're going to give him second on me? He's going to challenge it anyway, but he's not going to get his way. So Grossman's going to remain at second base. Asher Evans is going to be your batter here for the Lightning with 1 out. So the first pitch is going to be on its way to Evans. It's going to be a fastball that misses on the inside part of the plate. So Watson is actually going to be the pitcher. I guess it is the same pitcher that was there. Looks like his number's off on my lineup card, though. So Watson is still in the game for Tuscaloosa. 2-0 is the count on Asher Evans. Grossman takes his lead on second. One out here, top of the third. That curveball misses on the outside part. 3-0 now to Evans. The 3-0 pitch, going to be outside. Actually called a strike. Just hit the outside part of the plate. So 3-1 is the count to Asher Evans. Watson looks back at Grossman. Delivers the 3-1. Evans fouls it off down the third baseline, so it's going to remain 3-1. Evangel leading 2-0 here. Top of the third. One out. Asher Evans is your batter. Grossman is your base runner. Grossman singled over the shortstop's head, rounded first, and actually collided with the umpire, so he advanced to second on the interference call there, which is highly unusual. Evans pops this ball straight back, right over my head. Not too far from you, just a little out of my reach. So the count is still going to be 3-2. So you got a full count to Asher Evans here with one out, top of the third. Watson delivers this pitch, hits Evans. Evans flips his bat, takes it owned to first base. So Evangel, runners on first and second with one out. Kemp Swords playing second base this afternoon is going to be your batter stepping in. Actually a very beautiful afternoon. A little breeze, a little overcast, occasional sprinkle, but I think that's going to hold off for us. So ideal day for a nice game of baseball. So Swords is going to square around. But Watson is going to fake the throw to second and come back to the mound. Swords gets his signal from Coach Smith. It's going to be one out here, top of the third. Evangel has men on first and second. Swords pops it straight back. So that's going to be a 0-1 count for Swords. Watson working from the stretch. Looks back at Grossman. The 0-1. Swords squares around, lays down a nice bunt. He's going to beat that out at first. Grossman is going to advance to third. So credit Kemp Swords with a nice sacrifice bunt that actually ends up being a hit for him. So Swords, speedy, motors down the first on the bunt. The pitcher fields the ball, didn't have a chance to throw him out. He advances Grossman from second to third, so you have Kemp Swords on first, Grossman on third, one out here with Casey Gables, the pitcher, in the box, using the famous pencil bat. I'm not sure what the pencil bat is about, but I've seen it a couple times this year. That first pitch is a little high and outside, so that's going to be a 1-0 count to start off this bat for Gables. So I have a poll in my way. So Evangel actually has bases loaded here. Kemp Sword is sitting on first. Asher Evans is on second. Zach Grossman on third. Casey Gables is your batter with one out. He's got a 2-0 count. That fastball misses a little high and inside. Going to take the count to 3-0. So Gable's way ahead in the count here. I can't imagine that he's swinging at anything unless it's right down the middle. Fastball. We shall see. He swings, fastball down the middle. It's to the second baseman who bobbles it. So the second baseman is going to bobble that ground ball. Grossman's going to make its way in for the fourth run, the third run of the day for the Lightning. So Gables makes it to first on the error by the second baseman. Swords moves to second. Asher Evans moves to third. So the top of the third here, the Lightning on top, 3-0. Caleb Cranford played in the catcher slot. It's going to be your batter with one out. The first pitch to Cranford. He rips it. Third baseman makes a good play, actually. But he can't get it over to first in time to actually get Cranford. So Cranford is going to advance to first. Looks like they've got the second base runner in a rundown now between second and third. So he makes it back. So THE actually had the runner in a rundown position. He ends up making it back to second. Not sure who that runner is. So Evangel is sitting with men on first and second with one out. Brings up Aiden Venable, who's your hitter. The coach for THE calls timeout and is coming out to talk to the umpire. Not too happy about something. Umpire pretty much looks at him and tells him to get back in the dugout, if I'm reading lips right. That's the umpire that got knocked down during this inning, so I'm sure he's probably a little fired up. So Ben Davis is going to be your speed-up runner for Caleb Cranford on first base now. Your batter is still Venable. So Venable has, it's no balls, no strikes, I believe. So Watson delivers. That's going to be a strike right down the middle. The sun is popping out now. Still a beautiful afternoon. Venable hits a ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop makes the play, throws it to second for the out. So that's going to close the top of the third here, but not before Evangel picks up a run. So the score still remains 3-0 as we go into the bottom of the third. We'll be back with you shortly. All right, we're back with you here in the bottom of the third. So the score is actually 4-0. The scoreboard is not showing the score, so I'm having to keep up with this in my head. I also changed the score on the screen and call the game as well. So it is 4-0. Casey Gables still on the mound for the Lightning. His first pitch in the bottom of the third is a ball in the dirt. The 1-0 pitch in the dirt brings the count to 2-0. This is going to be your pitcher, Watson, is at the plate. That fastball's a little low, according to the umpire. He says get it up. So 3-0 is the count on Watson. So Gable's getting behind in the count on the first batter here in the bottom of the third. Misses low and inside. So Watson, the pitcher for THE, draws a walk. Brings up Morrison is your next batter for THE. So the Lightning leads 4-0 here in the bottom of the third on a beautiful day here at Holt High School in Tuscaloosa. Gables throws back over. Watson gets back with ease. All right, the pitch to Morrison. Ball inside. Actually called a strike. Wow. So 0-1. Must have caught the inside corner there. That ball's low, so that's going to be 1-1 now. So 1-1, the count on Morrison. Gables started the game for the Lightning, pretty much in control, has 6 strikeouts going into the bottom of the third. He throws back over to Watson. Watson gets back with ease. Swing and a miss by Morrison there. So 1-2 is going to be the count. That fastball with that movement that just breaks away from the right-handed batters is hard to hit today. Gables throws back over. Watson back in. Gables delivers. That ball is going to be hit just over the head of Kemp Swords, the second baseman. So a little blooper that gets over the head of Kemp Swords. So Morrison's going to be credited with a single. He moves Watson from first to second. So THE sitting with 2 runners on with no outs here in the bottom of the third. Going to bring up Sodergreen. The first pitch going to be a ball a little low and outside. So Gable's having to work from the stretch with 2 men on. No outs. Evangel up 4-0. That ball misses. Well, the umpire's going to give it to him. So strike on the outside part of the plate. 1-1. It's going to be your count on Sodergreen. Gables delivers the 1-1. Well, he fakes it back to second, picks his leg up and rolls back around, but doesn't throw. Aiden Venable, the first baseman, playing in front of the runner. Batter fouls it off. So it's still going to be a 1-2 count. So Caleb Cranford going out to talk to Casey Gables, giving him a little pep talk about something. Maybe he's buying a little time. I don't know. All right, so Cranford makes his way back behind the plate. Gives him his signal. The 1-2 is on the way to Sodergren. It's going to be outside in the dirt. 2-2 is your count. That ball misses outside. Just missed. Good-looking pitch. Brings it to a full count. So Gables was rocking and rolling up through 2 innings, struggling a little bit here in the bottom of the third. Throws a nice pitch there. And I believe he is going to get the strikeout. Yes, he is. So that should be 7 strikeouts for Gables on the day. So 1 out here. THE has men on first and second. The Lightning is leading 4-0 here in the bottom of the third. THE is the home team today. Batter squares around. He tries to poke one, but he misses it. So the batter is going to be Canis. So Canis squares around, tries to poke one, but he misses. So he's going to have 1 strike on him. So the 0-1 pitch to Canis is on the way. He fouls that ball to the right side, so that's going to be 0-2. 1 out. THE still has not been able to push any runners across the plate. So Canis, the 0-2, hits it, grounder to shortstop. Grossman fields it, flips it over to Sword, so he gets the runner on first out, but Canis makes it to first, so 2 out here in the bottom of the third. That does advance the runner from second to third, so THE does have a man on first and a man on third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. So the batter is going to be Poland. So Poland, number 66, is going to step into the box. First pitch to Poland. Going to be an off-speed pitch. He's way out in front of him. He swings and misses. So 0-1 is going to be the count. So Gable starting off ahead of Poland. Checks his runner at first. Delivers a nice little curveball. It actually gets by Caleb Cranford, the catcher. So the runner's going to come in and score. So THE picks up 1 run here in the bottom of the third so far off the pass ball. It's going to make the score 4-0. You don't like to see the runner score like that, but it happens. So there's going to be a swing and a miss. Actually fouls it back. I believe it hit the chest protector of Cranford, the catcher. So 0-2 is your count on Poland. THE sitting with a runner on second now with 2 outs. So the batter calls time. Gable steps off the mound. Gables is back on the mound. 0-2 pitch is on its way to Poland. He swings and a miss. So that's going to be another strikeout for Gable. So I believe that is going to be 8 strikeouts on the day for KC Gables. So 8 strikeouts on the day through 3. Evangel still leading 4-1. So we'll be back with you shortly as we move into the top of the 4th. So we're back with you to start the top of the fourth here. Evangel in control, 4-0. The throwdown from the catcher there to wrap up the warm-up pitches is done. Watson's going to be your pitcher on the mound for THE. Aiden Cranford, number 24, is going to be the first batter who steps into the box for the Lightning. He squares around on the first pitch, pulls his bat back. I believe the umpire called that a strike. So we're going to go with 0-1. The scoreboard is not actually accurate, so I'm having to work off of memory. So the next pitch to Cranford is going to be inside fastball, so we're going to call it 1-1. Scoreboard showing 2 balls, so we'll go 2 balls in. So the 2-0 to Cranford misses inside. So that's going to be 3-0 to start off here, the top of the fourth. Cranford way ahead. I imagine he is not going to swing at this pitch unless it's absolutely perfect. Misses on the inside part of the plate, so he's going to motor down to first. So Cranford draws the walk to start off top of the fourth. It's going to bring up Trey Hope, who's playing center field this afternoon. So as Hope steps into the box, you have Caleb Cranford taking his lead at first. Watson delivers the pitch. Hope squares around, lays it down. Third base comes to make the play. Throws Hope out at first, so Hope does his job and gets credit for the sacrifice bunt and moves Aiden Cranford over. So Rayleigh Curtis, the lefty, number 18, stepping in the box here for the Lightning. He has a man in scoring position on second base with 1 out. So Curtis looking to get him a hit or possibly move Cranford around on a bunt. So Curtis squares, pulls it back because that ball's high. So 1-0 to start off the at-bat for Curtis. Wind picking up a little bit, blowing dirt off that mound, actually over towards the first base side. So Watson gets his signal from the catcher, looks Cranford back, who takes off for third. He's got that base stole easy. So Aiden Cranford steals the base with no problem. Got a big jump, actually, on that. So the 2-0 pitch to Rayleigh Curtis is on the way. He's going to hit that ball to left field. So left fielder makes the play. Cranford's going to tag up and score. It's going to make it 5-1 Lightning. So Rayleigh Curtis does his job with a sacrifice fly to left, scores Aiden Cranford to pick up another run here in the bottom of the fourth. 1 out. So the Lightning leads 5-1. Zach Grossman, who's playing shortstop this afternoon, steps up to the bat. Steps up to the plate to at bat. Big swing and a foul straight back. So 0-1 is going to be the count on Grossman. So Watson started this game for THE and is still in the game. The 0-1 to Grossman. He hits a shot to right. That ball's going to carry. Hits up against the bottom of the fence after a couple rolls. So it's going to be a stand-up double for Zach Grossman. So Grossman takes a fastball on the outside part of the plate over the right fielder's head for a stand-up double. So nice shot there by Grossman. So that's going to bring up Drew Nerrell. So Drew Nerrell, number 13, is going to come in to hit. So Nerrell stepping up to the plate for the first time this afternoon. He's got a man on second with one out. The pitch from Watson looks like a little change-up. May have hit the inside part of the plate for a strike. The 0-1 on its way to Narrow. He fouls it to the right side, so that's going to make it 0-2. So Drew Narrow, the batter, with an 0-2 count. Watson set to deliver the pitch. Looks back at Grossman. Narrow hits a nice shot, but it's just left of the bag, so it's going to be a foul. So Narrow hits a shot just to the left of third base that the umpire calls a foul. So he's going to return back to the batter's box with still an 0-2 count. Catcher makes his way out to talk to his pitcher, Watson. On his way back, umpire puts his mask back on and says, let's play ball. So Drew Narrow is back in the box with an 0-2 count. Zach Grossman, your base runner, on second. Sitting on second after a double, he takes off. Ball hits Narrow, so he's going to advance to first on the hit by pitch. Grossman's got to make his way back to second because he was on his way to steal third. So Kemp Swords, played second base this afternoon, is about to step up to the plate, gets his signal from Coach Smith. So 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. The Lightning leads 5-1. They have men on first and second. So Watson spins all around, throws it back to second, makes Grossman dive back into the bag. He gets there easy. So let's do this again. So Kemp Sword steps back into the batter's box. Watson gives his look down to Grossman, delivers the pitch. Swords hits a shot to center field, who makes the play, and that's going to end the top of the fourth here. So Evangel picks up no runs, even though they had a hit and was making some movement. So we will go into the bottom of the fourth here, still 5-1. Be back with you shortly. We're back with you live to start off the bottom of the fourth. The Lightning leading 5-1 here. We got a pitching change. So Ben Davis now on the mound for the Lightning. He's working from the windup. His first pitch to Milligan is in the dirt. So 1-0 to start it off here in the bottom of the fourth. So the second pitch from Davis misses on the outside part of the plate. It's going to bring it to 2-0. So even though there's no runners on, Davis is working from the stretch. That pitch is going to be low and outside according to the umpire. So 3-0 to start off the bottom of the fourth here to Milligan. That last pitch by Davis hits the inside part of the plate for strike number one. So that's going to be a 3-1 account on Milligan. So Ben Davis coming in to replace Casey Gables, who's thrown a heck of a game. Gables, I believe, had 8 strikeouts through 3 innings. That last pitch was a strike, so Davis is battling back to a full count here on Milligan. That ball's going to be hit to the second baseman. Kip Swords makes the play, throws it over to Venable, out number 1. So Ben Davis started it off with 3 balls, comes all the way back to throw 3 good pitches. So Milligan ends up hitting a ground ball to Swords, the second baseman, who fields it and throws him out at first. So that's going to be the first out here in the bottom of the fourth. So your next batter is going to be Mercado for THE. So Ben Davis set to deliver to Mercado. Fastball, pops it straight up. And Drew Nerrell, the third baseman, comes over and calls that ball and makes the play. So Mercado with a little pop fly over the pitcher's mound that Drew Nerrell doing exactly like he's supposed to do, calling everybody off because he has the best angle. Makes that out number 2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Brings up Estes. So Davis's pitch to Estes is on the way. Fastball strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Gets his signal from his catcher, Caleb Cranford. Fastball, swing and a miss, 0-2. So Davis way ahead in the count. That pitch is low, called a ball. So 1-2 is the count on Estes. Davis misses outside with that fastball, brings the count to 2-2. So the Lightning leading 5-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. THE is at bat. There's a 2-2 count on Estes with 2 outs. Ben Davis is your pitcher for the Lightning. A 2-2 in the dirt. He's going to move it up to a full count. So Estes is your batter, stepping back in now with a full count. The full count delivery. Second baseman fields the ground ball that Estes hits, throws him out. So that's going to end the bottom of the fourth. So Estes hits a ground ball to second base. Kemp Swords makes the play, throws it over to Aiden Venable for out number 3. So we're going to go to the top of the fifth with the Lightning still in the lead, 5-1. And we'll take a short break and be back with you shortly. Welcome back. We are getting ready to start the top of the fifth. So the Lightning still in the lead, 5-1. Looks like Ben Davis, who's now your pitcher, is going to be your first batter here to lead off for the Lightning. So Davis steps in for the Lightning. First pitch from Watson. He's going to hit a ball that's going to go to center field. Center fielder looks like he's going to have it, no problems. So high fly ball to center field. Center fielder makes the play with ease. So 1 out here in the top of the fifth. So Caleb Cranford, number 17, your catcher, is going to be your next batter. So Watson's still on the mound for THE. He started the game. The Lightning leads 5-1. The first pitch to Cranford, it's going to be upstairs, called a ball. The 1-0 pitch upstairs, almost hits him. Cranford has the duck. High and tight, 2-0. It's going to be the count. Cranford rips that ball. It's going to get over the left fielder's head. He's going to round first, going to head in at least for a stand-up double. So Cranford rips a line drive just left of the left fielder, between center and left, rolls all the way to the fence and has a stand-up double. That's going to bring up Aiden Venable, who's playing first base for the Lightning this afternoon. So Aiden Venable looks down, gets his signal from Coach Smith, digs his foot into the dirt. He's ready for the pitch from Watson. Curveball in the dirt, he lays off. There is a pinch runner in for Cranford. I'm not sure who that is. That ball missed on the inside part of the plate. Had a very loud motorcycle just whiz by us. Now it's a little quieter. 2-0 is the count on Venable. That ball is inside. It's going to bring it to 3-0. That curveball hits the inside part of the plate. So it's going to be 3-1. So Venable, as your batter, was actually looking for something a little different than that because of the 3-0 count. So he did a good job by not swinging at that. Goes the motorcycle back by me again. The next pitch is on the way. It's going to be outside, so Venable's going to draw the walk. It's going to bring up Aiden Cranford, number 24. So 1 out here in the top of the fifth. The Lightning is in the lead 5-1. They have a man on first and a man on second. Aiden Cranford, the lefty, in the box. That first pitch is going to miss outside. So the first pitch is a ball to Cranford. Gets his signal from Coach Smith. Runners on first and second, one out here, top of the fifth. That second pitch to Cranford's going to be high and outside. Catcher had to pop up out of his stance to catch it. So 2-0 to start off the at-bat here for Aiden Cranford. The 2-0 misses upstairs and outside, brings the count to 3-0. The 3-0 pitch from Watson to Cranford, fastball, inside part of the plate, strike. So 3-1 is your count. Crowd starting to pick up here today. The JV set to play after the varsity here. So Cranford hits a little grounder that just is outside the baseline of first base for a foul ball. So 3-2 is still going to be your count. So 3-2 is your count. Pitch from Watson. Cranford fouls that off. So Cranford hanging in there strong. Has men in scoring position, actually. Has a man on second in scoring position. Does have a man on first as well with just one out. Full count. Pitcher makes the runner move back to second. So the full count pitch on its way. Breeze picking up. You probably can hear that through my mic. Swing and a miss by Aiden Cranford. So Cranford goes down swinging for the second out here in the top of the fifth. It's going to bring up your center fielder, Trey Hope. Hope looks down to Coach Smith, gets his signal. Lightning leading 5-1 here in the top of the fifth. Watson throws back to second base, hits off the glove, but it didn't get too far from him, so he's able to retrieve it and throw it back to him without the runner advancing any further. First pitch to Hope. Runner takes off running. He's going to get in there easy. Actually, they call him out. So I'm not sure exactly how that went down, but from where I was at, he didn't look like he tagged him, but maybe he did. So that's going to be the third out here in the top of the fifth. So the Lightning's still going to lead this game 5-1 as we roll into the bottom of the fifth. We'll be back with you shortly. All right, we're back here with you to start off the bottom of the fifth. The Lightning leads 5-1. Ben Davis is now your pitcher. He started the last inning, came in to relieve Casey Gables, who started the game. First pitch to the batter as he squares around. It's going to be Averett. That's going to be called a ball. So the 1-0 to Averett is on the way. Ben Davis. Averett squares, pulls it back. So 2-0 is the count now. Fastball fouled back to my left, so that's going to bring the count to 2-1. So Averett squared around on the first two pitches, did not square on that last pitch, but he does foul it off, so he's sitting in the box with a 2-1 count. Nice pitch by Davis there. Just misses the outside part of the plate. Good framework by Caleb Cranford, but the umpire does not buy it. So that's going to be a ball. It's going to move the count to 3-1. That ball is going to be popped up. Somebody's going to get to it. Drew Narrow, third baseman, calls it. Makes the play for out number one here in the bottom of the first. So great job by Drew Narrow taking control of that pop fly foul ball. He's done that twice today. He's had to take control, which is exactly what you want to see from your third baseman, who has the better angles usually on these fly balls. So the next batter, I believe this is going to be Watson stepping in. First pitch, it's going to be a little change-up. Misses high and outside. So 1-0 is your count on Watson, who is pitching for THE this afternoon. Ben Davis delivers in the dirt, gets by Cranford, rolls to the back. Man on deck. Picks it up, hands it back to the umpire. 2-0 is the count. That ball misses inside and upstairs, so 3-0 is your count on Watson. One out here, bottom of the fifth. The Lightning in control, 5-1. Not a bad pitch, a little upstairs, but Watson's going to draw the walk. So Ben Davis walks the second batter here in the bottom of the fifth. Retired the first batter as he popped up a ball out of play that Drew Narrow, the third baseman, was able to get underneath and catch. So the next batter is going to be Morrison here, number 10, as Ben Davis looks back over his shoulder to Watson. Morrison swings and misses. All right, the 0-1 pitch on its way. Misses low and outside. Going to bring the count to 1-1. Runner's going to take off. Ball gets by Caleb Cranford. Runner's going to make it to second easy. Around second, looks to see what Cranford's going to do. Cranford's going to throw it back to the pitcher. So THE sitting with a runner on second with one out here in the bottom of the fifth. down 5-1. Morrison, your batter, sitting in the box now with a 2-1 count. Davis throws back to second. Caleb Cranford calls time to talk to his pitcher. Trots back home. Umpire signals to the pitcher, says, let's go. So the 2-1 to Davis, to Averett. Averett hits a ground ball to Nerrell. Nerrell makes the play, actually tags the runner that decides to try to come to third base even though he didn't have to. So there's going to be 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. So Drew Nerrell, the third baseman, fields the ground ball. Nice heads-up play as he saw the runner on second creeping towards third, and he got hung up, and he got tagged out. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. So Sodergren is going to be your batter now. He rips one to the second baseman, Kemp Swords, who bobbles it a little bit, but he picks it up in time, throws it over to Venable, makes the 3rd out of the inning here. So we're going to wrap up 5. The Lightning is still up 5-1. We'll be back with you shortly as we roll into the top of the 6th. All right, we're back here with you to start off the top of the 6th here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama at Holt High School. This is where the Tuscaloosa home educators play their ball. The Lightning leading 5-1 here in the top of the 6th. Trey Hope, your center fielder, is your batter. Watson, first pitch to Hope is upstairs, 1-0. So Watson's still in the game for THE. He started the game. The 1-0 pitch looks like a curveball that hits the inside part of the plate. So 1-1 is going to be your count. Another motorcycle coming by me, but not quite as fast. So Hope pops that ball up. It's actually, can I catch it? Oh, no, just right behind me. If I had a arm that was a couple inches longer, I would have been able to snag that with my left hand. So 1-1 is the count on Hope, who's your batter. He's going to ground that one out to shortstop, who makes the play, but Hope is going to beat it out. So a little ground ball in the hole between third and shortstop. Shortstop had a hard time really getting a good angle on it, so he's not able to really make that play. So credit Hope with a single. It's going to bring up Rayleigh Curtis, number 18, the lefty for the Lightning. So Hope takes his lead on first. The Lightning in the lead, 5-1 here, top of the sixth. Pitcher throws back over. Nothing doing. So Watson delivers the pitch to Curtis. It's going to be inside, according to the umpire, so 1-0. Watson looks Hope over. The 1-0 pitch. Curtis is going to hit this one just left of the third base line. So 1-2 is going to be your count. So Rayleigh Curtis stepping in here with a 1-1 count. Watson looks Hope back over. Hope takes off. He's going to be credited with the steal. So the catcher throws it a little bit to the right of the bag where the second baseman was covering. Couldn't quite get there and make the tag. So Trey Hope with the stolen base takes his lead on second. The 2-1 count on Rayleigh Curtis. Curtis hits a little blooper that's going to drop in left field. Hope's going to come around to score. So that's going to make it 6-1 here with no outs here in the top of the sixth. So Rayleigh Curtis does his job by hitting a little looper over the third baseman's head, just short of the left fielder. Credit him with a single and an RBI, scoring Trey Hope all the way from second base. So Zach Grossman, number 27, stepping up to the plate. Grossman hit a double, I believe, the last time he was a bat to right field. Grossman gets underneath this one. He's going to drive it deep. It's going to bounce up against the fence, so he's going to have another stand-up double. Rayleigh Curtis gets thrown out actually at third base. So Curtis having to somewhat stay between first and second to make sure that the ball is not going to be caught in the air, decides to try to make it to third. I'm not sure if the coach signaled him to come to third or not, but he gets thrown out. And Grossman is going to have a stand-up double. So credit Grossman with a double. That's his second one of the evening. Curtis gets thrown out at third for the first out here in the top of the sixth. The Lightning leading 6-1. Drew Narrell playing third base now as your batter. He fouls one off to the right side. Hits right off of, I believe, the truck here to my right. So whoever is driving this little Toyota truck might have a ding in their ride. So the 0-1 pitch, Grossman takes off. He's going to stand up into third. Catcher actually has trouble catching that ball. So the Lightning has Zach Grossman on third base here in the top of the sixth, leading 6-1 with one out. Drew Narrow has an opportunity to get him an RBI. So the 1-1 pitch on its way. Narrow fouls this one straight back over my head again and just out of my reach. So that's going to bring the count to 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Low. 2-2. The pitch to Narrow. Swing and a miss. So he goes down swinging for the second out of the inning here. It's going to bring up your second baseman, Kip Swords. So Swords walking up to the plate, hands the umpire 2 baseballs. Gets his signal, steps into the box. Zach Grossman, the base runner on third base. 2 outs. Evangel in control, 6-1. Swords hits a little ball off the end of his bat. That's going to be a foul. So 0-1 is the count on him. Batter's having to really wait on the pitch and is throwing them off. Usually they're able to see a little bit more speed, but this pitcher is he's throwing it a little slower than they usually see. So Swords actually hits a fly ball that looks like it's going to be – actually, the center fielder drops it. So that's going to be an error. Zach Grossman is going to end up scoring from third base to take the score to 7-1. I'm going to change my scoreboard here on my screen because I'm flying the solo and doing everything. So Swords flies out to center. Center fielder drops the ball. It's going to be credited with the error. Score is going to be 7-1 here. Top of the 6, 2 outs. So Ben Davis, number 28, is going to be your batter. He's currently your pitcher right now for the Lightning. That ball is going to miss outside. It's going to be 1-0 is the count. That ball hits the outside part of the plate. Umpires being generous to the pitcher there. That ball was about 2 or 3 inches outside, it appeared. However, it's going to be 1-1. Now the count on Ben Davis. 7-1, the Lightning leads here in the top of the 6 over the Tuscaloosa Home Educators. That last pitch was a curveball, misses on the outside part of the plate, 2-1. It's going to be your official count on Ben Davis. So Kemp Swords is your runner on second. He's on second because of an error by the center fielder. A run came in. Zach Grossman came in from third base to score on the error. Fly ball, dropped it out in center field. That last pitch was inside. It's going to be called a strike. So 2-2 is the count on Ben Davis. So that ball looked a little inside here as well. So the umpire may be trying to wrap this thing up. He's getting a little more generous on what a strike is. Very surprised that he did not call that pitch. That looked better than any of the 2 that he called. So 3-2, full count here on Ben Davis. hard to believe he let that one go by right down the middle. So Davis goes down looking to close out the top of the sixth. However, the Lightning does pick up a run to make it 7-1. We're going to roll into the bottom of the sixth here, and we'll be back with you shortly. All right, we're back here with you, the bottom of the sixth. The Lightning leads 7-1. Ben Davis, your pitcher. 1-0 count to the batter here. Batter hits a shot right back up the middle. It's going to be a single. So THE, first batter here in the bottom of the sixth, gets a single. They're going to have to score a lot of runs if they're going to come back and tie this ball game up. 7-1 they trail here to the Evangel Lightning. So Ben Davis working from the stretch, delivers to the plate, throws a ball in the dirt. 1-0's the count. Bree Poland is going to be your batter here. That ball is outside. 2-0 your count on Poland. Canis is your base runner for THE on first. He was the one that had that single up the inning, up the middle just now to start off the inning. Poland fouls that ball straight back, so that's going to be a 2-1 count now. The 2-1 to Poland. Fastball for a strike. Base runner goes. He's going to be gunned down and out. So nice throw by the catcher, Caleb Cranford, to gun the runner down who tries to steal on him. So that's going to be the first out here of the bottom of the sixth. The 2-2 to Poland. Fastball misses outside. Davis gets his signal. The full count pitch on its way. Fastball. Fly ball. Zach Grossman calls it out. So Zach Grossman, the shortstop, called that fly ball, snags it for the second out of the bottom of the sixth. So Milligan is going to be your batter here for THE with 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth as they trail 7-1. Fastball from Davis in the dirt, 1-0. Fastball misses on the inside part of the plate, 2-0. So Milligan stepping into the box here, the lefty, has a 2-0 count. 2 outs, bottom of the sixth. That fastball swing and a miss. It's going to bring the count to 2-1. Catcher going to swap out his mitt. Going to take a few pitches to see if his mitt is okay. He's ready to go. So Milligan steps back in the box here with a 2-1 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth. That pitch is going to be a fastball low and outside. 3-1 is now your count. Three-one pitch. Swing, popped up. Grossman calling for it. He gets it. So that's the third out here in the bottom of the sixth. We are going to update you on the score. It is 7-1. I believe they're going to play one more inning. Maybe not. We shall see. Looks like they're going to play one more inning, so we're going to take a short break. We will roll into the top of the seventh here with the Lightning in the lead, 7-1. We'll be back shortly. All right, we're back live with you to start the top of the second. Caleb Cranford's going to be your batter for the Lightning. The Lightning in full control here in Tuscaloosa, leading the THE crew 7-1. First pitch, ball. There was a pitching change. It looks like Mercado now is on the mound, relieving Watson. Watson pretty much pitched 6 innings for THE. Mercado is the pitcher now. First 3 pitches are balls. That last pitch actually hits Caleb Cranford, so he's going to trot on down to first after getting hit. Speed-up runner coming in to replace Cranford. Will Welch is now your batter for the Lightning. The Lightning has a man on first. That curveball from Mercado gets by the catcher. Runner advances from first to second. So Will Welch looking to drive in a run here with no outs in the top of the 7th. That pitch is a ball. So 1-0 is your count, I believe. I believe it's going to be 2-0. Or maybe even 3-0. Yes, 3-0 is going to be your count now on Welch. We have a soccer game going on behind me on the football field. So if you hear some background noise, that's what it is. So Will Welch draws a walk off 4 pitches, I believe. Coach is going to make his way out, and he's going to make a pitching change. So Mercado pitches to 2 batters. The coach going to make a change for THE. Looks like the second baseman is going to come in and be the pitcher, number 14. See if I can actually grab his name. Estes. So it looks like Estes is coming in from second base to replace Mercado. Wind picking up from behind me. Actually feels really good. But I'm sure those at home are hearing the wind noise rip through my mic. Beautiful afternoon here. Sun right in front of me, coming out of left field, right above the foul pole, just above the trees. The Lightning has been in complete control of this game. The most interesting part of this game was when Zach Grossman hit a shot to right field. He rounded first and actually collided with the field umpire, who failed to get into proper position. And it was like you see something on the football field. Those two collided. So he ended up giving Grossman second base on the interference on behalf of himself, even though he probably wouldn't have actually gone to second had that had not happened. So you don't see that in baseball too much, where an umpire is out of position and he impedes the runner. But he felt it, folks. I mean, Grossman flat out ran into him and pretty much knocked him over. So we're through with the warm-up pitches here. So Estes is through with his warm-up. Aiden Cranford's your batter. He rips one. It might get out of here. It's going to be short. of getting out of here. The right fielder makes the play, though. Runner tags up from second. He advances to third, so Cranford just got underneath that ball. Almost had him a shot to right for a 2-run homer, but he's just shy of the fence. So I believe if the scoreboard is right, that's going to be 1 out here. There are runners on first and second for the Lightning here in the top of the 7th with 1 out. Trey Hope is your batter. Welch is going to take off and go to second. He's going to stand up. So 2 men on. One's on second, one's on third. I believe 1 out here, top of the 7th. Trey Hope's your batter playing center field this afternoon. That first pitch to Hope is going to be upstairs. Second pitch to Hope, it's going to be 2-0. Hope rips one between shortstop and third. He's going to score a run. He's going to score 2 runs. So that's going to make it 9-1 on the line drive base hit by Trey Hope. Nice job by Hope, drilling that one between shortstop and third to score 2 runs. It's going to bring up your batter, Rayleigh Curtis, here with 1 out. So Hope's going to be your solo base runner right now on first. First pitch to Curtis is upstairs and high. Ball number 1. Hope takes off. He's going to steal second. Slides in. Didn't really have to do that. Somebody's really going to enjoy watching that uniform this evening. The throwback. Nothing doing. Hope gets back easy. Curtis hits a ground ball to the shortstop. He fields it off the hop, makes the throw to first, gets Curtis. So that's going to be 2 outs. Hope advances from second to third on that ground ball to short by Rayleigh Curtis. So Zach Grossman, number 27, now is your batter here with 2 outs here, top of the 7th. First pitch is upstairs and high to Grossman. Second pitch is about the same spot. Ball number 2. Third pitch is outside. Ball number 3. Getting hit with a little bit of a raindrop here, and the sun is just beaming. So Grossman draws the walk. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Drew Nerrell. So the Lightning sitting with a man on first and third with 2 outs, scoring 2 runs this inning to go to a lead of 9-1. Starting to drizzle a little bit here at the field with the sun out. Grossman takes off. That's going to be a strike to Nerrell. 0-1 to start his at-bat. Second pitch. Up the middle. That's going to score. Well, no, the shortstop makes a good play, but he beats that out. No, sir. Grossman gets called out at the plate, which he was actually there. So 1 run scores, but Grossman, the runner on second, comes around and attempts to score, but the umpire pumps him out at home. And we're just gonna have to live with that one, folks. But pretty sure that was a bad call. But we're gonna have to live with it. So that's going to close out the top of the 7th with the Lightning in the lead, 10-1. We will be back with you shortly. Looks like we've got a pitching change on the way. Garrett Jones is going to be your pitcher coming in here and doing the warm-ups. Welcome back. We're officially about to start the bottom of the 7th with the Lightning in the lead here 10-1. So Mercado's going to be your batter. Garrett Jones is now your pitcher for the Lightning. That first pitch is upstairs. 1-0 is going to be the count. Swing and a miss by Mercado there. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. A little poke, fly ball to second base. Wesley Sims coming in to play second base, makes the play on that fly ball for out number 1. So Mercado flies out to second to lead off the bottom of the 7th. That first pitch to the batter, it's going to be upstairs, 1-0. It's going to be Estes. Jones' second pitch is hit over to the third baseman, Nerrell, who makes the play for out number 2. I think that ball hit off the batter's foot, but the umpire is not going to call it. I think he knew it too. All right, so 2 outs here, bottom of the 7th. Lightning still in full control, 10-1. It's getting down to the wire here with Averett. Nice pitch by Jones. Umpire not going to give it to him, though. 1-0. That fastball swung and fouled off for 1-1 is your count. This has been a long game. I think we started about 4:30. That ball's going to be hit to the third baseman, Nerrell. Nerrell's going to make the play. Has a strong arm, throws him out. Actually, the first baseman appeared to pull his foot off the bag. So, for some reason, the umpire said the first baseman pulled his foot. I'm not sure that everybody's in agreement, but we'll have to work and live with it. So maybe he pulled it early. Hard to tell from where I'm sitting, folks. So Caleb Cranford, the catcher, appears to have a little trouble with his gear, making his way back over to the dugout, and is getting a little help from the coach, swapping out the mask, having to adjust the strap to fit him how he likes it. Puts his mask back on. Watson is your batter. He pretty much pitched the first half of this game for THE. That first pitch was a strike. The throwdown from Cranford, the runner back easy at first. So 0-1 is going to be your count to start off here on Watson with 2 outs. The Lightning leading 10-1. Jones' second pitch misses inside. It's going to bring the count to 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball popped up. Who's going to call it? Zach Grossman calls it. Shortstop makes the play. That's going to be the ball game, folks. So the Lightning has no problem with THE this afternoon here at Holt High School on a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. So it has been a pleasure to call this game. We are going to let the JV warm up and get on this field here shortly. We will shut the live stream down. We'll see you next time, folks.